As the cliche goes, April showers bring May flowers. But usually what comes after is the heat and dryness of summer. Hello again, Essay here. And before the hot weather of the holiday shows up, you should indulge in my new short story, The White Cat, a free exclusive on Substack. The links are down below in description. Join Margot Thompson, a beautiful stage actress and recent widow who finds salvation in the form of a white cat during a night of terror. While checking out my oddball thriller, remember that my Glitch series is still available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. The links are down below in the description. While you'll find my peculiar story about a white pussy entertaining, that doesn't mean I'm out of ideas. I still have more stories coming down the pike, so as long as I don't run into any mishaps, you'll see those stories as well. Now let's get back to the video. Hello again, Essay here. Ever heard the phrase, the road to hell is paved with good intentions? Well, a lot of people have. Problem is, the origin of that phrase is really murky. No joke. Indeed, according to the damn computer, variations of it have been spoken and written about since the days of Virgil. And you say, who the hell is that? Well, he was a poet that lived back in Roman times. And he wrote in one of his poems, and I'm not going to read the Latin translation because I don't read Latin, but the translating to English, the phrase is, the descent to hell is easy. And then, of course, a variation of that can be found in the Bible, or I should say the Hebrew Bible, the book of I can't read Hebrew, Sirach. I know I'm totally mispronouncing this word, but like I said, I can't read Hebrew. But in the Hebrew Bible, the phrase is written, the way of sinners is made plain with stone, but at the end thereof is the pit of hell. And the Muslims, they also have a similar phrase. There goes, paradise is surrounded by hardship, and the fire is surrounded by desire. And then, of course, there was this fellow called Saint Bernard, lived back in the 12th century. Supposedly, he was quoted as saying this in French. Hell is full of good wishes and desires. Problem is, no one can find any of his writings to confirm it. But other people came later, such as a guy named John Fox. He was a theologian back in the late 15th, early 16th century. And he wrote, beware of good intents. And then there was another fellow who came after, John Wesley, who wrote in his book, Almost a Christian, hell is paved with good intentions. But this video is not about the origins of some arcane phrase. This video is about what's going on right now in California. Because anyone who's been paying attention probably knows that we got a homeless problem here. Indeed, we have more homeless people here in California than in any other place in the country. And that includes New York. How many? Well, it depends on who you ask, but I think they stopped counting when it went past 100,000. That's how bad it is. Well, some NGOs operating here in California, well, they think they have a solution to the homeless problem. And it's not a good solution. Yeah. And before you even ask the question, who are these NGOs? Let's just say this, like that ancient phrase, yeah, their good intentions is just a one-way trip to the bad place. Now I'm going to show you a snippet of a video from Jesse Waters' program, and believe me, when you hear this, you're not going to believe it. I mean, when I heard it, I couldn't believe it either. I said, wait, what? Well, anyway, here's the video, okay? Here we go.
For as long as he's been in politics, and he's a lifelong politician. As mayor of San Francisco, he's rolled out a Stalin-esque 10-year plan to get each resident a roof.
Housing solves homelessness. And if we're going to solve the problem of those that are out on the streets that we define as homeless, we better solve the housing problem if we're going to have an impact. And that's why we established this framework, what we call a 10-year plan to end chronic homelessness in San Francisco.
Bush was president when he said that. Bush. Gavin's been governor for 5 years. He spent $24 billion on the homeless, added 30,000 homeless, and can't tell us where the money went. Finally, he was confronted. Watch.
Is your administration doing enough to determine whether the money that's being plowed into homelessness is being well spent?
One of the vexing issues that was highlighted in the audit was local, and each city and county has different strategies and approaches. We've tried to level set that.
I'm sorry, Governor, I didn't hear responses to either of those questions. Do you acknowledge whether the money that the state isn't doing enough to ensure that the money is being well spent?
The audit did not surprise me. The state has advanced unprecedented investments, you're correct, and unprecedented interventions demanding more accountability with state money at the local level.
Where'd the $24 billion go? Don't look at me. I'm just the governor, but I knew we were going to lose it. That was his answer. But don't worry, they have a new plan. San Francisco is going to give the homeless shots of vodka. Here's the goal. Keep alcoholics drunk, but not too drunk. The city's running a managed alcohol program for homeless addicts for $5 million a year. Basically a speakeasy that they're running out of an old hotel in the Tenderloin, where it's happy hour all day. These guys get 3 hots and a cot. Nurses come around like cocktail waitresses with beer, wine, or liquor to, quote, meet their addiction needs, but keeping someone at a safe level of intoxication. The program has room for 20 addicts, and it wouldn't be a taxpayer slush fund without a little DEI. Half of the beds are strictly for, quote, the Latinx and indigenous population. Nationally syndicated radio host Dale Ash joins me now. Dana, how come we didn't think of this? You just give the homeless vodka.
Yeah, not just vodka. I mean, it's like a full-on bar. I don't know if it's like top shelf or not, but apparently they have wine to choose from. They have a certain amount of brews. You also get some vodka. I don't know what other spirits are being offered, and it's limited to like 2 or whatever a day. And I mean, this is all taxpayer funded. Now, case in point, remember, Jesse, Gavin Newsom has been bragging that California is the model for the nation for Democrats. On his watch, they went from $100 billion surplus because they were taking in over 50 billion or 50 million something in taxes for 1 year. Now they're running something like a $46 billion deficit, half of which, according to this legislative analyst audit, was spent on these homeless programs that they didn't even bother tracking. This, Jesse, is the only one that they actually tracked, probably because it has to do with their favorite meal, Democrats in California, liquor. So this is insane. That's the model for the nation.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to pay attention to that, because that's your option in November.
I wonder if the Pelosi Vineyard has the contract for the Hair of the Dog San Francisco Alcoholics program.
Right. I would wonder if she's down there serving, but she's probably partaking secretly, maybe perhaps in the back. But that's what you get. There's no accountability, as you said.
Unbelievable. All right, well, if we are ever out in that neck of the woods, we're definitely going to have a camera come visit the happy hour in the homeless shelter.
Right.
I got to see where the taxpayer money's going.
Unbelievable.
Or it's going down their throats. We know. Thank you so much, Dana.
All right, you saw that. Unfucking believable. I mean, what are these people thinking? I mean, that's like giving a heroin addict more heroin, or a cocaine addict more cocaine, or giving someone on crystal meth, give them more crystal meth. I mean, you would think that you're trying to get them off the drug, not keep them dependent on it. But apparently these people somehow think they're doing a good deed. No, you're not doing a good deed. You're being a moron. And the worst thing about it is, I know something about alcoholism. Indeed, most of my family are alcoholics or reformed alcoholics. Yeah, because my father, he used to drink. And oh my God, both of my brothers, yep, they used to drink too. Except I'm not sure about my younger brother. I don't know if he still drinks or not. But my older brother, oh yeah, he drank a lot. That's why he's no longer in this world. And my sisters, yeah, they drank. And of course, my grandfather, Jerry Minor, oh yeah, he drank too. And of course, all my uncles, Uncle Tom, Uncle Barry, Uncle Lewis, Uncle Barry, oh yeah, they all drank too, until their wives made them stop. Except in the case of my Uncle Wilbert and my Uncle Thornton. Nope. They both drank themselves to death. So there you go. And as for myself, I wouldn't call myself an alcoholic. But I did drink on occasion. And indeed, my mother once told me an incident where I got drunk on Thanksgiving. And of course, you say why, and you say how that happened. Simple. They said I was a toddler at the time, when no one was looking. I basically got a hold of the Mamashevitz and pretty much finished it off. Yeah. And you know what? For a long time, I drank Mamashevitz. Not every day, nope. But when it was available, I didn't turn it down, because it's a really good wine. Nice, what they call port wine. Real sweet. Very tasty. But then I decided a while back, you know what? Drinking that alcohol is no good for you. And I haven't drank any Mamashevitz in years. Would I touch the stuff again? I don't think I would. Then that's a problem with the people who have that gene, you know, because people who have that craving for alcohol or have alcoholism in their family, well, it's something you have to fight. And I do fight it. I mean, I don't feel like going to a liquor store every day. I mean, of course not. But I have to admit, every once in a while, not often, but once in a while, I would say, you know what? I wouldn't mind having a little cup of Mamashevitz right now. And no, I don't fulfill that request. But still, these damn people, I mean, they're a bunch of fools. I mean, you shouldn't be giving alcohol to people who do not need the alcohol. It's dumb, it's wrong, and it's stupid. And the worst thing about it is these people are in trouble for losing $20 billion of taxpayers' money allegedly to help fix the homeless problem, as you saw in that video. And indeed, they're already trying to do an audit, except the problem is you're going to do an audit if you have any receipts. And these NGOs that the damn state gave the money to, they have no receipts. Nothing. Not one thing written down. I mean, for all we know, these clowns took the damn billions of dollars and took it down went to the damn casino out there in Las Vegas, or at least one of those damn Indian casinos like the Barongo, and threw it all on the damn roulette table and said, "You're gonna put it all on black." Wouldn't be surprised, because if anyone was paying attention to that Fannie Willis woman out there in Georgia, knows that if you give people a bunch of money and no accountability, they're gonna blow it and fast. Especially if they think they can get away with it. But still, the fact that these people would even propose such a thing publicly, I mean, it makes you wonder, who's the crazy person in this narrative? Are they the crazy people who are trying to implement such insanity? Or are we the crazy people to give them the money to implement this insanity? I'm not sure which is worse. And of course, gruesome Newsom, Governor Hair Gel. I mean, I'm not sure if this guy is flat out evil or just plain incompetent, or maybe a little bit of both. I mean, because I think you saw a segment of him trying to explain himself, sounding like Porky Pig, begee, and not really answering the question. I mean, seriously. I mean, man, it's enough to drive. It's enough to drive you around the bend. The fact that people will propose such insane stuff and act as though, it's normal and reasonable. I mean, there's nothing normal and reasonable about giving booze to alcoholics. Because remember, these are the same people who actually did try to give drugs to drug addicts. And that didn't work out either. Out there, because I can't remember when they started that program, but I think it was sometime within the last 5 years. And it turned to a total disaster because people who were paying attention said that when they tried a similar program, the damn people, if I remember correctly, were not handing out the drugs. They're just handing out paraphernalia so people could allegedly use drugs safely. And I'm thinking, why don't you hand them out, the phone numbers to Drugs Anonymous? Ever thought about that? And anyway, I remember they said that the local, drug dealers were hanging out on the block, not down from where these places were being set up, to give the people more dope. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. So what can we do about it? Well, the first thing we need to do is get rid of Governor Hair Gel, that's for sure. And get someone in there who actually has their head screwed on straight. Because even back when Jerry Brown was there, you never saw him even considering proposing such insanity. Nope. I mean, I'm just totally flabbergasted with the very idea. I really am. All I can say is that now that these people have been called out on it, hopefully these people are so damn humiliated they'll give up on the idea. Problem is, I don't think that's going to happen. I think these people are so beyond dumb that even when they've been totally humiliated publicly, they don't realize they've been humiliated publicly. And they'll likely double and triple down on this wacky proposal. Yeah, well, that's all I gotta say about this damn fool nonsense giving alcohol to alcoholics. I mean, really? Yeah, well, that's my opinion.